As one system moves out, another one starts to fill right in behind it. Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you today. It is currently the 11th of July 2014. What you are seeing here is some storm footage from Typhoon Nagori as it pushed across much of Japan. And what I mean by this one moving out, it has completely faded off there, really just blown apart by vertical wind shear across much of northern Japan. But well, unfortunately, the tropics are not quiet at this time. We're going to start to see things dry up across Japan. Still some of the rainy season front impacting parts of the southern Japanese islands. But as we take a look over the course of the next several days, our attention is shifting over here towards the south and towards the east, where our new storm system, it is now a tropical depression via the Japan Meteorological Agency, but this is expected to become a tropical storm in the next 24 hours, push across Guam and the southern portions of the Mariana Islands. Actually, tropical storm warnings already in place for Guam. Tropical storm watches across all of the Mariana Islands, indicating these winds going to be topping up and over 30 to 35 knots or 65 kilometers per hour. And it does look like, well, this storm system continues to intensify. You can actually see some of this deep banding wrapping around it here on the satellite imagery, extending out there towards the west, wrapping into the south, and some of those outer rain bands. As of making this update, right around, it's about about noontime, Guam Standard Time, it does look like some of those outer rain bands already starting to push out there towards your location. Really, the eastern periphery of the island, you're going to be seeing the highest waves as we look ahead over the course of the next 24 hours out here for you as well. Unfortunately, by Friday into Saturday morning, though, it looks like these winds could be shifting in from the west, so a lot of these heavily populated areas on the western side of the main island of Guam here, you're going to start to see those waves really start to kick up and the high winds. Now, the reef does provide some protection, but as you all know, that only goes so far, and it is going to make for some good surf, but once you get these storms and the fetch area very limited, it just makes it very choppy, and it's not the best type of conditions to really head out and get into the waves. So that is something we're going to be seeing over the next 24 hours. Really a lot similar to Nagori for the Mariana Islands. You went through there, you had a lot of high waves right near the immediate coastline, some gusty winds. It wasn't anything devastating. It was just some thunderstorms that flared up out here with some fairly strong to breezy conditions. But as long as people don't do anything stupid and head out into the water, it should be fine. This is just a weak tropical storm at this point pushing overhead. Where is it going, though? Because it's not going to just stop at Guam and the Mariana Islands, and that is the end of the story. Unfortunately, no, it has a lot more onto the story, and there's a lot more we want to talk about, because as this does push off there towards the north, or actually off there towards the west, what we're going to be seeing is it intensifying, very warm sea surface temperatures around this storm system out ahead of it, actually around 28 to 30 degrees just north of Yap, north of Palau, and then it just continues to encounter areas of low vertical wind shear. We have really the subtropical ridge just off there towards the north. That's going to provide good exhaust aloft. So intensification seems likely at this point. JMA expecting a tropical storm in the next 24 hours, but the Joint Typhoon Warning Center actually expecting this to become a full-fledged typhoon with winds upwards about 110, gusting to 135 knots. I mean, that is it's about upwards of about a Category 2 to Category 3 storm. No, it's even stronger than that. Storm system as it starts to approach northern portions of Luzon. Now, granted, this is an early warning from them. They're still subject to change. But given that subtropical ridge just off there towards the north, it does seem like that westward track seems very valid. Now, is it going to be pulling on a northern track at any time here? That is the big question, because we could be seeing that subtropical ridge stay in place. And as we look ahead through the forecast, see right here, there it is. Now, the difference between this one and Nagori is that that ridge was kind of weaker and back here towards the east. What's going to be happening with this storm system, though, it's going to stay on the southern periphery of that ridge, and it seems a little bit stronger, so it could impact parts of Luzon, Taiwan, or eventually recurve towards the north, which has been indicated, but it just seems like this ridge, and if you just look at satellite imagery, there's all this dry air out here, is so hard in place. So, like, at this time, my personal opinion, and this is just me, I think that northern Luzon, Taiwan, those are the areas. I know the southern Japanese islands, you don't want another storm system. Nalgordy just came through, caused, as we started off with the video update here, caused some devastating floods and the damage with the winds. I think Okinawa, you're going to miss out on the brunt of the storm system. More and more, it looks like Luzon and Taiwan could be seeing it. This is actually the model consensus at this time, at least several of the models what JTWC is looking at. And those all pointing at northern portions of Luzon around the Apari area coming on shore as a strong typhoon. At the very least, and even if this does, let's say this does track off there towards the west, and it makes a swing towards the north at the last second, which some of the models are indicating, it's still going to provide some enhancement of the monsoon. So flooding across the Philippines, very well likely, as we look ahead into the early part of next week, by Monday and the Tuesday, you're really going to see the monsoon kick up out here, and it's always going to bring in that threat of some heavy rainfall and the flooding. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about with this storm system. The Guam impact, the long-range forecast, and, well, where exactly is it going to be going? Here's a COAMPS, actually, radar signature outlook. It doesn't actually get that big according to their model, but still brings some heavy rainfall and those gusty winds across northern portions of the Philippines. So that is all on this one right now, everybody. We're just going to continue to watch this. Now a tropical storm via JTWC, tropical depression, JMA, Rammasun. I believe that's how it's pronounced. If I'm saying it wrong, let me know via JMA, and we're going to be watching this one closely. Tropics kicking off early here into the mid part of July. Stay safe out there, everybody, and thanks for watching. Bye.